ni pe me Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme 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 Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme 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 Om Mani Om Mani Padme 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 Om Mani
Okay, hi everybody, can you hear me? Okay, let's begin the sadhana. Okay. So first let's begin with the body posture. The next posture of your speech and energy is to expel the stale breath or the wind from your body. So let's do that. So like that. That's expelling the stale breath or wind from your body. The next is the posture or the state of mind is to generate faith, devotion and bodhicitta. There are three kinds of faith: vivid faith, and then fervent faith, and then fervent faith is also called the faith of clarity, Dhamma. And then the third one is called the undaunted or the never reversing faith. And devotion is, as I told you, diligence is how we measure our devotion. And then bodhicitta, we have the relative bodhicitta and the absolute bodhicitta. The relative bodhicitta consists of the aspiration and practical bodhicitta, and then the aspiration and the engagement beyond conceptualization is the absolute bodhicitta. So anyway, generate faith, devotion and bodhicitta, and ask in your mind what is your intention. So as I told you, then you can say, in order for all motherly sentient beings to be brought to the state of perfect Buddhahood, I will engage in the meditation and recitation of Chenrezik. Excuse me. Okay, then we start with the sadhana. This is the sadhana. Sangye chedan tsoke chonam la chanchu barandu dani chamsunche dagi gomde gipe senam kendrola pencher sangye parasho. In the Buddha, Dharma, and the Noble Sangha, I take refuge until Buddhahood. Through the merit of meditation and recitation, may I accomplish Buddhahood to benefit sentient beings. In the Buddha, Dharma, and the Noble Sangha, I take refuge until Buddhahood. Through the merit of meditation and recitation, may I accomplish Buddhahood to benefit sentient beings. Semjen tamjen dewa dan dewe jodan dembar jurche dungal dan dungal ge jodan derwar jurche dungal mebe dewa dan midre wara jurche nere chadan dan ralwe tanyom seme bala ne bara jurche. May all sentient beings have happiness and the cause of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the cause of suffering. May they never part from happiness that is devoid of suffering. May they rest in boundless equanimity, free from the partiality of desire and hatred to near and far. May all sentient beings have happiness and the cause of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the cause of suffering. May they never part from happiness that is devoid of suffering. May they rest in boundless equanimity, free from the partiality of desire and hatred to near and far. So as I told you, during this time you can do Tonglen. The word is kind of reversed, but Tonglen meaning to give all your happiness, joy, your comfort, all good qualities, your happiness and all good circumstances to all sentient beings. So you share everything with all sentient beings, and you take the sickness, the diseases, the illness, the misfortunes, the misery, the sorrow, the suffering of sentient beings onto yourself, and you dissolve into bodhicitta, into great emptiness. When we say dissolve into it, bodhicitta here is understanding the nature of suffering. All of those are, in existence or do not have any inherent reality. So that is called emptiness, dissolving into emptiness, the absolute bodhicitta. So like that. Sometimes when you're not skillful, then you take the suffering of other beings and you feel that you have been attacked or you have some kind of pain or something gets stuck in you and so forth, because that's unskilled way. So what you do is you take the suffering of all beings, and when you take, you can actually feel it, that's fine. You can feel it, but you don't hold it, you dissolve into bodhicitta, into this absolute bodhicitta or emptiness, like that. So this training is done mounting on your breath. As you inhale, you take all sentient beings' suffering. As you exhale, you give all your happiness and joy to other beings. And these trainings are based on these three understanding that all sentient beings are our mothers. You can learn more in the words of my perfect teacher. And it's very important that we understand how and why all sentient beings are our mothers. So then when we have this good understanding about that all motherly sentient beings whose numbers are as vast or fill the bounds of space, like that. In the traditional way we say, wherever space spreads, sentient beings spread. Wherever sentient beings spread, there is their mindset or the karma spreads. Wherever the mindset spreads, there are suffering. So then we include all sentient beings who are tormented by this suffering. And then through this understanding, then we engage in these three ways of practicing. First, equalizing oneself and all other beings. In our ordinary habit, we always consider ourselves important and we don't think of others. But when we train ourselves in the Bodhisattva path, first of all, we need to bring forth what is called equanimity, equalizing. That's why we don't say like, oh, this person is more important, that person isn't. So what we do is we generate equanimity. When we train first from equanimity. Although when we recite the four immeasurables, we begin with loving kindness, great compassion, joyfulness, and then equanimity. But when we actually engage or train, we train from equanimity. And this is the purpose that the first step that we engage in the practical bodhicitta is to understand all sentient beings are our mothers, and in that way then we bring this thought of equality, that we and all beings, I and all beings are equal. Then when you have that kind of mentality or understanding or mindset, then you start to practice this Tonglen, where you trade places. Just as how happy you want to be, you place all sentient beings in your state of happiness. Just as how sentient beings don't want to suffer, you place yourself in the suffering of sentient beings. That's how we call Dagzhen Jawai, is we trade our places. And then when you get good at it, when you have no more the sense of I or ego, and then we only work, then after that the third step is called regarding others more important than ourselves. And that is how we train in the Bodhisattva path. In Khenpo Ngakchung's manual of the words of my perfect teacher, he mentions, this is actually Patrul Rinpoche saying, this training is like when you first consider others to be equal, and then after that we start to trade ourselves with others, and when we consider others more important than us, is like in the beginning we have one raincoat. We share that raincoat when it's raining, and then afterward you are able to give your raincoat to others, and you can drench. You don't care even if you are drenched in the rain. So that's how you practice. So this 4 immeasurables is very, very important. This is the mindset of a bodhisattva. This is the mentality or the mindset of a bodhisattva. If you don't have that, if you don't have the wish, then we can never become a bodhisattva. If we wish that we want to be bodhisattva, then we can be bodhisattva. So that aspirational bodhisattva is the wish, and that engaging bodhisattva is the engagement or enactment. In Shantideva's Bodhisattva Charya, it is mentioned that aspiration is the wish to go to the place. So you want to go to a destination or to a place, that's aspiration. And then the first step that you take or you advance toward that direction is the practical bodhicitta. So this is that aspiration. The 4 immeasurables are the 4 aspirations. And then once we start to engage, we engage first with equanimity, or equalizing ones and others, like that. So to do so, then this is what we need to do. We take the suffering and sorrow of all beings. We dissolve into bodhicitta, great emptiness. And then we give all our happiness and joy to other beings. So you practice this. So we have heard about the news, the situations that people who have contacted this disease or this virus, they are suffering. So we can focus onto them, and then they have this breathing problem, or their lungs now are attacked, and then it doesn't function, and so forth. You can aim toward that, and then you can take that suffering, like how it suffocates them. You can take that one. You can feel it. You take. Then you dissolve into bodhicitta. And just as how you are able to breathe so easily and comfortably, you aim toward that person that you heard is sick or is inflicted by that disease or that illness. This is how you do. It's not just like conceptual thinking, but you actually can feel it. And this is how you train. You actually take. For example, when you when you're passing on the street or on the side of the street, you see like miserable animal that is been inflicted by disease or some kind of illness, then you stand there and then you kind of pet that animal or cat or dog, like that, and then you take, as you recite Om Mani Padme Hum mantra, then you can take that suffering together with how that animal, as the animal is kind of panting or breathing, you take the suffering of that animal. And you give the joy, the happiness, the comfort that you have as we exhale. This is the way how you train. So when you do that, you feel the pain and you feel, like sadness and so forth. It's okay. And you shed tears, and it's okay, because in the teachings it's said that the tears that we shed for ourselves could fill the whole, the entire ocean, or would be as vast as this ocean that we cry for ourselves. But if you shed one drop of tear for sentient beings, contemplating or meditating on compassion, it's quite good. It's excellent. So do that. This is the way of how we practice. So very important. This is not just kind of mentioned in the text. This, as a Bodhisattva in training, we have to train ourselves in this path. So you do this every time. We breathe in and breathe out every moment. So then we engage this mindset that we take the suffering of all beings and we dissolve into emptiness. That the name of this suffering does not exist anymore in this world. So you say that may this not even, let alone the harm and the pain or the torment or the pangs of this illness and so forth, not even the name will ever exist. It's eradicated, becomes extinct. So that kind of thought you should have. And the happiness and joy, and you share with all beings. This is how you do. Then after a while, the thought of you as a Bodhisattva practicing great compassion towards sentient beings who are the objects of your compassion, these references, this conceptual, we say, the subject, object, and action. This is the Korsum, called 3 cycles of conceptualization. This is like a 3 circle, In between, if you look into one, the other 2 cannot be avoided. It's already there. So that's why they're close. They're related with all 3, and that's called a Korsum, meaning the 3 conceptual sphere or the 3 conceptual cycle. All dissolve into great emptiness. There's no reference of I and others and this and that and so forth. Everything dissolves into great emptiness. And in that state you remain. And that's the absolute bodhicitta. Great compassion is effortless. Great compassion does not have any partiality. So that's how you engage in absolute bodhicitta. Then you can remain there as long as you can. Okay, we'll begin with the generation of the deity, page 3. Da so kai chai sen chen gi chi zui pe kar da we ting shi le pa cho Chenrezik kar se zre ngai den tro ze zum tu je chen ge zi chai je dang po tal jar ze wo ni shal ten pe kar nam dar dai rin chen gen gi tre rin da bai pe te yo se wen bai Chane Kundu Moro Juru. Back to page 3. Above the crown of all sentient beings is a white lotus with a moon seat, upon which is a free syllable that arises as the Supreme Noble Chenrezik. He is luminously white and radiating out 5 color lights. He is handsome, smiling and gazing with eyes of great compassion. He has 4 arms, the 2 upper hands are joined in prayer gesture, while the 2 lower hands hold a crystal mala and a white lotus. He is adorned in silk and jewels, and wearing a deer skin on his shoulder. His head is adorned with Buddha Mithaba on the crown. He is seated with 2 legs in the orje kiltrum, and resting his back on the stainless moon. He becomes the essence of the embodiment of all refuges. Jo kenge mage gondo ngara zo sai ge ulaigen tuje chenge rola se chenreze la chansen. Jo kenge mage gondo ngara zo sai ge ulaigen tuje chenge rola se chenreze la chansen. Joy kenge mage kundo karar zo sai ge ulaigen tuje chenge rola se chenreze la chansen. O protector, you unseen by any fault, your body is white in color, your head is adorned with the perfect Buddha. You look unto beings with eyes of great compassion. I pay homage to you, Chenrezik. O protector, you unseen by any fault, your body is white in color, your head is adorned with the perfect Buddha. You look unto beings with eyes of great compassion. I pay homage to you, Chenrezik. O protector, you unseen by any fault, your body is white in color, your head is adorned with the perfect Buddha. You look unto beings with eyes of great compassion. I pay homage to you, Chenrezik. Pabai Chenrezik Wandang Chochu Dusum Shumbayi Gyawa Seche Pamchen Kunne Dangwe Chanse Lo Medo Dope Marme Sheze Rolmo Laso Gejura Yeke Jurnebe Pambe Tsoke Jesus Thoma Mene Date Mige Juda Tsamema Semne Nyenmo Wanjurpe Digba Tamche Shambaragi Nende Range Janchus La Zombe de Zumgewa Chezambe Senam Lani Hindayeran Semje Namge Sambadan Loye Jedra Jedawa Chechon Tunmon Tekba Chege Korlo Kordos Korwa Jese Madon Baranyenge Meda Tuji Tunga Janzo Jewa Ye Semje Namla Zekso Dagi Senam Chesampan Tamche Chanchur Jurjun Ringor Mento Droa Ye Jembe Beldo Da Juruchi. Back to page 5. In the Bodhisattva's training, we need to purify our negativities and accumulate merit. These are what we call as creating the circumstances of our practice. For example, we train ourselves in the Bodhisattva practice, and then what do you say? Misfortune or like bad times or challenges befall on you, and then this merit is what enables us to stay on the path. If we lack merit, then we go astray, or we lose the path. For example, some misfortunes come, and bodhisattvas always have to act selfless. Then in order to act selfless, you have to have great merit. If you don't have great merit, then you don't have the fuel to act selfless or selflessly there. So then you act selfish there because you don't have the merit to act selflessly. And then what happens is, then that obstacle is there on the path, and the obstacle is on your bodhicitta. So I don't remember clearly, but in Mipham Rinpoche's commentary on the Garland of Views by Guru Rinpoche, he kind of makes this very clear picture of bodhicitta. It's like, what's the root of bodhicitta? What are the trunk of the bodhicitta and the blossoms of the bodhicitta, and so forth. Malicious intentions and hatred, they're completely opposite of bodhicitta. For example, when we train in Bodhisattva, we have to be selfless. So that selfish mind is completely opposite of being selfless. And then, in every moment, a Bodhisattva has to wish for the happiness of other beings. So to have malicious intention is the opposite of wishing happiness for all sentient beings. So I'm trying to remember, but it's along that line, like that. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say here is, as a practitioner, we need to accumulate merit. There is no ending in accumulation of merit until the notion of this samsara, the sentient beings, the suffering and so forth are exhausted. There is no stopping of accumulation of merit. Just like farmers don't stop working 1 year just because last year they had abundant harvest. It's like natural that we have to engage. For example, like the sun and the moon, it's perpetual. It's not that, my job is done, tomorrow I'm not going to shine. It's constant. It's like, of course, in the Western theory or science, we say the sun is still there, but only the earth and the moon kind of rotates and revolves around the sun, like that. But yeah, so even we could talk about the earth not just remaining still, but it's going round and round and keeping on functioning like that. So a bodhisattva or a practitioner does not stop that, oh, I've had enough, I've accumulated merit enough that I don't need to accumulate anymore. We need to work again and again or more. There's no stopping. And this merit is what makes our path easier. The term is, it's called Lamgi Tunken. It's like provisions on the path. It's like the facility or the provisions on the path. So if you have good merit, then we have abundant tools or abundant provisions or facilities or those kind of things that we can be. It can be the travel or the path can be easy. So in order to accumulate merit, then there are these 7 branches which are the antidotes to our 5 poisons. So those you can learn again in the words of my perfect teacher. There are so many texts. I'm not just asking you to read words of my perfect teacher, but you can read any other books like Shantideva's Bodhisattva Acharya, or you can read Khenpo's The Jewel Ornament of Liberation, or you can read Atisha's of Dipamkara's Lamdren. Yeah. So there's so many Buddhist texts you can learn about. They talking about what are the antidotes to our afflictions or poisons. So anyway, this is how we accumulate merit. So rendering prostrations and making offerings, purifying the negativities of ours, requesting the Buddha to remain and not pass into parinirvana, requesting the Buddha to turn the will of Dharma, to illuminate sentient beings so sentient beings understand the right cause of bringing forth liberation or happiness. And then, rejoicing in the virtue, the merit and the goodness of all beings, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, individual beings and so forth. And then requesting Buddhas and Bodhisattvas not to pass into nirvana, but to remain and perform the benefit of sentient beings until sentient beings or samsara is completely emptied. And then finally, whatever merits that we have accumulated, we dedicate for that one purpose, for the awakening or Buddhahood of all sentient beings. So these are the 7 branches. Anyway, page 5. We already said in Tibetan, now in English. To the noble Chenrezik and to the 10 directions and 3 times Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, I pay homage with utmost respect. Flowers, incense, lamps and perfumes, food, drinks, music and so forth, I offer these in actuality and manifest it through my mind. Please accept these assemblies of noble ones. From timeless beginning until now, all the 10 non-virtues and the 5 inexpiable actions, and my mind under the influence of afflictive emotions, I confess all of the negativities that I have committed. On the Shravakas, Pratyeka Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and individual beings and others' virtues that they have accumulated and will accumulate in the 3 times, and in the merit that they have gained, I rejoice. According to the wishes of sentient beings, defeating the various capabilities of the intellect, on the vehicles of the greater, smaller and common, I request you to turn the will of Dharma. Until cyclic existence is completely emptied, do not enter into nirvana. but with great compassion for those drowning in the ocean of suffering, I request you to look upon sentient beings. Whatever virtue I have accumulated, may it become a cause for Buddhahood. Without delaying further for all sentient beings, may I become the glorious one of the liberators. Sewande so lama Chenrezik sewande so idan Chenrezik sewande so pacho Chenrezik sewande so changen Chenrezik sewande so jamgen Chenrezik tuje zishe gewa tuje chen Tame korowara Dame chamjur Chenze medunga Nyowe droala Khenpo kele charje machi Sonam sangye tobar jingelo. Page 9 in English. I pray to you, Lama Chenrezik. I pray to you, Yidam Chenrezik. I pray to you, the Supreme Noble Chenrezik. I pray to you, Lord of Refuge Chenrezik. I pray to you, Lord of loving kindness Chenrezik. O victorious, great, compassionate one, hold us with great compassion. Wandering countless lifetimes in endless cyclic existence, sentient beings have experienced unbearable suffering. They have no other refuge beside you, O protector. Bless them to achieve omniscient Buddhahood. One more time. I pray to you, Lama Chenrezik. I pray to you, Yidam Chenrezik. I pray to you, Supreme Noble Chenrezik. I pray to you, Lord of Refuge Chenrezik. I pray to you, Lord of loving kindness Chenrezik. O victorious, great, compassionate one, hold us with great compassion. Wandering countless lifetimes in endless cyclic existence, sentient beings have experienced unbearable suffering. They have no other refuge beside you, O protector. Bless them to achieve omniscient Buddhahood. Tome dune lenge saipe tu shedange ngewarai ke jurute sajandunga nyowe semchen nailhacho keke drundo ke warasho. Through the accumulation of negative karma from beginningless time, the force of anger gives birth in the hell realm. May all sentient beings who are experiencing the torment of heat and cold be born in your presence, Supreme Deity. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme me hum. Om mani padme 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 hum. Tome dune lenge salte tusene wangi irdaine suke che kondonga nyowe semchen Nanshin chopata laru ke warasho. Through the accumulation of negative karma from beginningless time, the force of greed gives birth in the hungry ghost realm. May all sentient beings who are experiencing the torment of hunger and thirst be born in the supreme pure realm Patala. Om mani padme hum. 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 Tome dune lenge sarpe tute moange duroroke jorote lengo donga nyowe semchen angembo keke drondo ke warasho. Through the accumulation of negative karma from beginningless time, the force of ignorance and stupidity gives birth in the animal realm. May all sentient beings who are experiencing the torment of ignorance and stupidity be born in your presence, O Lord Protector. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani Depondunga Nyowe Semchen Nandewa Chengi Shingdo Kewarasho. Through the accumulation of negative karma from beginningless time, the force of desire gives birth in the human realm. May all sentient beings who are experiencing the torment of constant toil and poverty be born in Devachen Puram. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Tome dune lenge sabe turtado wange lamen yusuke tarzedunga nyowe semchen nam potalaye shindo kewarasho. Through the accumulation of negative karma from beginningless time, the force of jealousy gives birth in the demigod realm. May all sentient beings who are experiencing the torment of fighting and quarreling be born in the Patala Puram. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Tome dune lenge sabe Tüngage wange Tlayene soge Podondunga Nyowe semchen Nam potalaye Shingdu kewarasho. Through the accumulation of negative karma from beginningless time, the force of pride gives birth in the God realm. May all sentient beings who are experiencing the torment of death and downfall be born in Potala pure realm. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Dani Geshin Gewa Tanchen Chenrezik Zeba Tsungba Mandai Shinge Donam Drowa Dan Sungcho Yigdo Chojuro Gembar Pachoi Kella Sewa Tabe Tu Dage Duljara Jurupe Drowan Ledre Hullen Gewe Lelaz Drowe Dendu Chedan Dembara Sho. Through all of my lifetimes, may I, with the conduct similar to that of Chenrezik, liberate all beings from the impure realms. May the supreme speech of the 6 syllables spread in the 10 directions. By the power of fervent supplication to you, Supreme Noble One, may all beings who become the individuals to be tamed, understand cause and effect and exert in virtue, and may they be endowed with the sacred dharma for benefiting beings. Dendara Zinche Sendai Ben Pande Kule Wezdereche Mada Lene Trushe Jan Chine Dewa Chingi Nanchu Kedru Lunga Se Chenrezik Wang Kusum Nandra Rikton Yereme Jur. From praying like this one-pointedly, light radiate out from the Noble One's body, purifying impure karmic appearance and deluded concepts. The outer world becomes their watch and pure realm. The body, speech, and mind of beings within that pure realm become the wisdom body, speech, and mind of Chenrezik. All sight, sound, and awareness become inseparable from emptiness. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Omane beme honre. Page 17. Dajen lu nam pa be ku dra dra yige drope yang drendo yeshe chenpo long. I and others who appear in form is the wisdom body of the Noble One. All reverberations of sounds are the melodies of the 6 syllables. All recollections and thoughts are the vast expanse of the supreme primordial wisdom. Gewa indiye nirdo da Chenrezik Practice drowa chikchang malu deye sala gembara sho. Through this merit may I quickly accomplish the powerful Chenrezik, without leaving a single sentient being behind. May they be placed into the state of Chenrezik. Den tarai gom den ge be se nam ge dai 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 lai den to dro wai kun me zai lu de boro warai juru mai tai de wai chen du zu de ge warai sho ke mai tan tu sai chu ram ne trun be cho choro shen den je warai sho. Through the virtue of performance of the meditation and recitation in this way, may I and all beings who are connected with me, as soon as this impure body is left behind, may we be born miraculously in their bachan. Having taken the birth there and traversing the 10 bhumis, may our emanation spread in the 10 directions and perform the benefit of others. Page 21. This is the second part of Chenrezik, where we visualize all beings together with us in one gesture, with one body, and with one voice, with one speech, and together with us, and with one mind. So they take refuge and then they recite the Om Mani Padme Hum mantra. Okay. Manam kada nyambe simjen tamje lama sangye rimbo chelai chansun chewo. Manam kada nyambe simjen tamje sangye chedai gede namla chansun chewo. Manam kada nyambe simchen tamche lama yedam khandru tola chasu chewo. Manam kada nyambe simchen tamche rangsem tongse sheke kula chasu chewo. All motherly sentient beings equal to space take refuge in the Lama, the precious Buddha. All motherly sentient beings equal to space take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma and the Sangha. All motherly sentient beings equal to space take refuge in the hosts of Lamas, Idams and Dakinis. All motherly sentient beings equal to space take refuge in one's emptiness and luminous mind, Dharmakaya. All motherly sentient beings equal to space take refuge in the Lama, the precious Buddha. All motherly sentient beings equal to space take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma and the Sanghas. All motherly sentient beings equal to space take refuge in the hosts of Lamas, Idams and Dakinis. All motherly sentient beings equal to space take refuge in one's emptiness and luminous mind, Dharmakaya. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Page 23. Ledan lo boroi ken le jurpa ye den dai ne dai jumbo se wai so simche ye me de we ne naim kun jigden kamso jungwara manjuro che dara shime tribe se jai jin ke che lai le sem jal pe Sotro neke dunga jine pa jikten kamso jungwara majuro chidai shinje kanai tsupa tara neke mingsam tebe tangje pe ninche pada tabe rimsoi ke luchen kunlai ne para majuro Nipe gegre tong trai ge chu dang lo poro ye dro sum ja du chu dang she ja za je ne la song pa ye lu chen kun lai se wara ma ju ru chi lu sim de wai ma lu chou jen pe chung shi chu be dung e jin ne pa ma lu she jen dang do den pa dang Tserin me deke dembarasho Lama kanjo sumge tuje dang Kandro chejon sume nutu dang Leje luwa me be dendoge Ngowa me lam tapse jo parasho. Back to page 23. Arisen from the karma and adventitious conditions, the demonic attack, diseases, and harm from spirits and so forth. All of the illnesses that discomfort the minds of sentient beings, may they never arise in the realm of this world. Like the animals herded by a butcher to the slaughterhouse, in an instant their bodies and minds will be separated. Likewise, however many suffering there might be of illness that take lives away, may they never arise in the realm of this world. Like those who have fallen in the mouth of the Shinjai, the Lord of Death, those who are terrified merely by the names of illness, the plagues that torment for a day or constantly, may they never harm any sentient being. May the 80,000 types of harmful spirits, the 360 adventitious negative forces, and the 404 types of diseases not harm any sentient being at all. That which rob of the happiness and comfort of the body and mind, whatever kind of suffering of the imbalances of the four elements, may they be pacified, and may beings have lustre and power. May they live long, have peace and happiness, and be free from illness. By the great compassion of the three rare precious jewel lamas, by the blessings and power of the Dakinis, Dharmapalas, and protectors, and by the power of the truth of the unfailing cause and result, may all measures of dedication and aspirations that are wished here be accomplished. So that's the end of the sadhana. And now we can do dedication, the additional dedication. By this accumulation of virtue, may I attain all-knowing omniscience. May sentient beings pounded by the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death be freed from the ocean of samsara. Just as the heroic Manjushri realized, and Samantabhadra too, I will train in their examples and perfectly dedicate all of these virtues. All of the conquerors of the three times, in whichever way they supremely praise dedication, I too will perfectly dedicate all of my roots of virtue for the excellent conduct. The supreme precious bodhicitta may it arise in those in whom it has not arisen. May those who have cultivated it not decline, but may it prosper more and evermore. Okay, that's it for today. So keep on practicing Chenrezik and develop your great compassion and bodhicitta. Make it grow stronger and stronger. As Patrul says that, he had seen many Mahamudra practitioners and Mahasandhi or Dzogchen practitioners wandering in hell realm, but he never saw one Bodhisattva wandering in hell realm. So this is one unmistaken path. So keep practicing. Okay, everyone. Have a good weekend and send your love and prayers to everybody, and stay well, eat healthy. Okay, see you soon. Tashidalek. Bye bye.